Assembled guests, please stand. The Right Honourable Sir Anand Satyanand and Lady Susan Satyanand.
E tēnā koutou katoa o te ata, ko Anand Satyanand ahau. Good morning, everyone. I am Anand Satyanand. The Governor-General, the Right Honourable Dame Cindy Kiro, is overseas on her way to a well-known coronation. And it is on her behalf and with her legal approval that I welcome you all to Government House, Auckland this morning for this special investiture ceremony. I greet you first, Joe Harawira, kaumātua to the Governor-General, e rangatira Joe ki Ngāti Awa tēnā koe. I greet you too, Puhi Wahine Tibble, e whaia Puhi Wahine tēnā koe. Hosting investiture ceremonies was one of the most important duties I performed as Governor-General on behalf of the late Queen of New Zealand for 5 years, ending in 2011. I am privileged to have been asked to return to Government House 11 years later and to once again, this time on behalf of His Majesty King Charles III, for the first Royal Honours list he approved as our King. For anyone with anxiety having a person 11 years in the middle without being in this position, I have been tuitioned by the Official Secretary Alice Ropata and her staff, and I'm supported by my wife Susan, who is with us this morning. Each of our recipients has brought pride and a greater sense of well-being to Aotearoa New Zealand through your outstanding achievements and service to our communities, of which we shall hear more of in a moment. On behalf of all New Zealanders, I extend sincere thanks to you for all of your contributions. I will now ask the MC, Mr. Ward Kamo, to summon the recipients and to read their citations. And as each recipient is honoured with receipt of the medal or certificate which they are about to receive, I invite you all to join me in congratulating them. Mr. Kamo.
Your Excellency, To receive the insignia of an Officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Professor Emerita Jenny Connor of Auckland for services to alcohol harm reduction. Professor Emerita Jenny Connor has been an advocate for evidence-based policy in alcohol in order to improve health and well-being and reduce inequities among and between communities. She has devoted research to health effects of alcohol in the population. Her work was used by the New Zealand Law Commission in the review of liquor law in 2009. She helped establish Alcohol Action New Zealand, dedicated to advocacy of evidence-based alcohol policy, and runs conferences, engages with media, communicates with politicians, and corrects misinformation. She became a founding board member of the Health Coalition Aotearoa and is a member of its alcohol expert panel. She was the chair of Preventative and Social Medicine with the University of Otago. Professor Connor has provided mentoring, support, and supervision for young women in public health. Professor Emerita Jenny Connor, please come forward. Ms. Anita Masoleni of Cambridge for services to corporate governance. Anita Masoleni has had a career as a lawyer, chartered accountant, independent company director, and corporate finance advisor. She was director and chair of audit and risk and finance committees for major public companies, non-governmental organisations, and iwi businesses. She was a Commerce Commissioner focusing on telecommunications. She was Corporate Finance Manager for ECNZ and Acting Finance Director and General Counsel for Contact Energy Limited following its separation from ECNZ. She was on the board of Civil Aviation Authority and Aviation Security Services and a director of ACC. Ms. Masoleni was a director on the boards of Ngāti Whātua Ōrākei Corporate Limited and Ngāti Whātua Ōrākei Whaimaia Limited, and chaired the commercial arm of Ngā Maunga Whakahi o Kaipara, also chairing these organisations' audit committees. Ms. Anita Masoleni, please come forward. Mr. Campbell Smith of Coromandel for services to the music industry. Campbell Smith founded CRS Music Management and was CEO of RIANZ, Recording Industry Association of New Zealand. He contributed to the creation of the Recording Artists and Producers Fund. He played a significant role in the revamp of the New Zealand Music Awards, creating the Tuis. He produced the annual Big Day Out Festival, launched the annual winery tour, and continues to develop and produce large-scale festivals and events such as Auckland City Limits and the Western Springs Outer Fields concert series. Mr. Smith co-founded and chaired the Raukātauri Music Therapy Trust and Music Helps, which has raised and distributed more than $1 million to entities that use music to improve the lives of New Zealanders in need or the provision of emergency support to members of the music community. Mr. Campbell Smith, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Mr. Phil Hulse of Whangarei, for services to local government and the community. Phil Hulse has served 30 years as a Whangarei District Councillor. He helped secure funding to build the Aquatic Centre, Kensington Stadium, Gymnastic Arena and Central Library. He chaired the Inner City Development Committee and was a Ruakaka Ratepayers member. He chaired the North Auckland Rugby Union, was a board member of the Chiefs and Blues Super Rugby franchises, and chaired Northern Rugby Union's Appointment Committee. He led the formation of Te Kārearea Standing Committee, a partnership forum with equal representation from Hapu and Council, and serves as chair. Mr. Hulse co-chaired the Kaipara Harbour Restoration Project, obtaining $100 million to restore New Zealand's largest estuarine water body. Mr. Phil Hulse, please come forward. Ms. Bonnie Robinson of Auckland for services to seniors and social services. Bonnie Robinson is CEO of HBH Senior Living, which provides hospital beds designed for those who require high-level medical care and support. She oversees operation of 5 Auckland sites and has led HBH to achieve an improved and secure financial footing in its residential facilities. She is a member of the Auckland Council Disability Panel. She was General Manager of Alzheimer's Auckland Charitable Trust. She is President of the New Zealand Council of Christian Social Services and convened the Older Persons Policy Group. She helped establish the Salvation Army Policy and Parliamentary Unit. Ms. Robinson has chaired Workbridge, a disability organisation, and IOSIS, an organisation working with vulnerable families. Ms. Bonnie Robinson, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the Queen's Service Medal, Mr. Don Thomas of Auckland for services to the community and the legal profession. Well, Don Thomas is a member of the New Zealand Society of Notaries Council. He was an early promoter of technology and legal practices. He volunteers with Avondale and Newland Citizens Advice Bureau. He was a governor of Kelston Boys High School and trustee of Avondale College. He's been an Avondale Community Sports Stadium and Trust member. He has chaired the Management Committee of Cox's Bay Sea Scouts and is a Scout leader and boatmaster. He has refereed rugby and touch rugby with the Auckland Rugby Union. And Mr. Thomas has been a blood donor for 60 years. Mr. Don Thomas, please come forward. Ms. Helen Whittaker of Whangarei for services to art and the community. Well, Helen Whittaker has been a dedicated volunteer with the Hundawhasa Arts Centre with Waido Māori Art Gallery in Whangarei for 5 years. Together with her husband, she began fundraising efforts to help the Whangarei and Northland community, beginning with coordinating the raising of $22.5 million for the building of the Hundawhasa Arts Centre and painting a mural along the front fence of the Whangarei Primary School. She raised more than $500,000 to restore Hundawasa's former 1,000-acre property in the Bay of Islands. With a background in law, Ms. Whittaker has helped several organisations with fundraising efforts and legal advice. Ms. Helen Whittaker, please come forward. Your Excellency, the investiture has concluded.
I offer warmest congratulations to all of this morning's recipients. The New Zealand Honours System is our highest public affirmation of outstanding achievement. Each of our recipients has excelled and contributed across an extraordinary range of disciplines and causes. They all reinforce those things that make our society better: service, manaakitanga, and the pursuit of excellence. To our recipients, it has been a privilege to hear your stories. You have each used your talents and abilities to improve the lives of your fellow New Zealanders. In doing so, you embody the sentiments of the whakatauki that goes, ko ngā pai tawhiti whaia kia tata, ko ngā pai tata, whakamua kia tēnā. The potential for tomorrow depends on what we do today. I urge recipients to wear your insignia with pride at every opportunity, knowing that you inspire others by your example. On behalf of the King of New Zealand and all New Zealanders, I congratulate you on your achievements and thank you once again for your service to our country. I would also like to acknowledge the family and friends who are here this morning. This can be said to be your day as well. I know that the recipients could not have achieved all that they have without your support and your love. All New Zealand, represented this morning by myself, thank you for that. Kia ora hui hui, tātou katoa. You will see on the back of your programs, ladies and gentlemen, the words of the national anthem in te reo Māori and English. I now invite you to stand and join me in singing the national anthem.